Welcome to the first film of 2023 produced at the Mount Angel Theater Studio. And yours truly, Jon Deshler. In the summer of 2022, master guitarist, dear friend, and collaborator, Neal Grandstaff, asked if I would make a little tune tour video of his historic, recently refurbished 1890s Bohmann guitar. Of course, I said yes. Neal and I had become collaborators, friends, and creative partners in the last few years, particularly over the COVID advent, when we co-created Tune Tours. Born in 1848 in Czechoslovakia, Joseph Bohmann immigrated to the United States and ultimately formed Bohmann's American musical industry in 1878 in Chicago. Bohmann was a maker of fine instruments, including mandolins, zithers, guitars, banjos, and violins. He is well known for making a number of innovations in the industry, including being one of the early adopters of steel strings. Ladies and gentlemen, today we gather to pay tribute to a true marvel of craftsmanship and soulful resonance, an old classic guitar that has stood the test of time. Just as our nation's history is woven with stories of enduring strength and grace, so too is this guitar a testament to the enduring power of artistry and devotion. As we strum the strings of this timeless instrument, we are reminded of the melodies that have echoed through generations. The haunting notes that once comforted souls during times of hardship, and the joyous chords that rang out in moments of celebration. It serves as a reminder that, like this guitar, we must cherish our heritage and pass it on to future generations, ensuring that harmonies of our past continue to inspire and uplift. In a world that often moves at a dizzying pace, let us take a moment to appreciate the simple elegance of this classic guitar. Let us ensure that the chords of unity, compassion, and creativity resound evermore like the timeless echoes of this magnificent instrument. For in preserving our heritage, we shape a future harmonized by the values that have guided us through the ages. The word guitar probably comes from the ancient Greek word kitara. Mythology attributes Hermes with creating the first kitara from a tortoise shell. Many likenesses of Apollo show him with this instrument. The six-course guitar arose first in Spain in the 1750s with double strings. Merits of single versus double stringing was debated on 5- and 6-course guitars since at least the 1770s. String improvements allowed cheap and readily accessible wire-wound basses in the 1780s. Wire-wound strings cut into gut frets and necessitated metal frets. New styles of playing in the late 18th century necessitated a strong bass and clean articulation. Fan bracing with 3 to 7 fans was used since the 1750s in Spanish guitars. Single stringing was done intentionally by leaving half the string slots empty. 6-string guitars were around since the mid-1770s, but were not popular until the late 1790s. The 5-course guitar remained popular in France until the 1820s and coexisted with the 6-string guitar. The 12-string, 6-double-course guitar remained popular in Spain until the 1830s and coexisted with the 6-string guitar. The English and Germans played a form of Kreturn in the late 18th century and not the guitar. The Italian guitar was single-strung with 5 to 7 strings. The guitar is related to a variety of European string instruments, including the lute, citern, vihuela, with the roots that may go back to the Roman citara or Arabic oud. By about 1800, it had become standardized with 6 strings, often tuned as it is today. Historically, a guitar was constructed from wood with its strings made of catgut. Steel guitar strings were introduced near the end of the 19th century in the United States. Nylon strings came in the 1940s. C.F. Martin and Company is the oldest guitar brand and was a direct competitor of Joseph Bohmann. With a birth year of 1833, just 24 states were part of the U.S. when the guitar was officially invented. Guitar, plucked stringed musical instruments that probably originated in Spain early in the 16th century. The early guitar was narrower and deeper than the modern guitar, with a less pronounced waist. It was closely related to the vihuela, the guitar-shaped instrument played in Spain in place of the lute. Joseph Bohmann was a proud maker who ran a renowned production shop in Chicago that made really good bowlback mandolins, guitars, banjos, and fiddles. Joseph Bohmann fiddles are known for having a certain high quality and standard. Bohmann is known for doing little extras on these violins, like fluting the little peninsulas of wood around the F-holes and the points. His violins had a glossy finish. Bohmann left evidence that his violins were carved with chisels and finger planes with no sandpaper to make those cuts lay smooth. From what I can tell as the producer of this film, having done cursory research in the production process, Joseph Bohmann was a very serious businessman, a very serious artisan, and craftsman. He created many different kinds of instruments. Within each instrument category, he also innovated instruments. He had a high sense of quality in what he was producing, and he believed in it. A Joseph Bohmann Parlor guitar was often built with spruce top, Brazilian rosewood back and sides, 12 fret to the body, slot head with Brazilian rosewood veneer, and its X bracing. James Jepson, originally from Montana, served in Vietnam as a side gunnery sergeant on Hueys and as an airplane mechanic, and eventually owned a music store where he began to repair instruments. He returned after his service and drove 18-wheelers for a number of years, while starting a career in music as a bass player with the well-known pedal steel player Frankie Hardcastle. He later switched to guitar and in about a decade or so became a working and traveling musician on the instrument. He settled in Sweet Home, Oregon, where he had a music store and had become a guitar fix-it man. Neal is honored and privileged to know this wonderful man who has such a way with stringed instruments, banjos to fiddle to guitars and beyond. If it has strings on it, JJ can bring it to life. They are also close personal friends, and Neal considers himself forever in JJ's debt for taking on the restoration of this wonder 1893 Bohmann Parlor guitar. It is a collectible piece of history, sporting the machine tuning gear that were, in the day, a real innovation by this fine manufacturer, Bohmann mandolins and guitars. Here at the Mount Angel Theater Studio, we'd like to thank Joseph Bohmann for his passionate pursuit of excellence and for the integrity, ingenuity, and artistry he brought to his American life in the creation of so many fine musical instruments. Thank you to Neal Grandstaff for his stewardship and demonstration of this beautiful instrument. And finally, thank you to J.J. Jepson for his diligent commitment and fine craftsmanship in the preservation of this extraordinary instrument. When human beings become friendly and they choose to collaborate and create, great things can happen. In this case, the restoration of a beautiful historic object, some education, and sharing of our efforts in this humble film. At Mount Angel Theater Studio Productions, we strive to tell important and inspired stories with authenticity and integrity. With our modest space, individual talents, and a vast network of other can-do collaborators, most often other Oregonians, we promote, produce, and create films, music events, and photography for good causes. Please visit our website at www.mtangeltheaterstudio.com. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Thank you for participating. And most importantly, thank you for your attention.